Hey everyone, welcome back to Chip and Dip, your favorite channel on the internet. And I'm back after 2 months. Alright, so here's what happened. I made that video, right? That Country Roads video. It took a lot of energy. It was very rough, and I finished it. And I looked deep within. I had a moment of self-reflection, and I thought, I need to get a job. So I did. I got a job like a week or two later, and after that, I have just been super exhausted because I work almost every single day out in the heat selling corn. Which, like, it's great. I love it. By the time I get home, I'm like, ooh, I want to do nothing. And then once you kind of get out of the habit, it can be like you blink and all of a sudden it's been a month since my last video, and I'm like, oh, dang, that's... It's been a while. It's appalling. And I didn't really feel like there was much to do or say. I'm working on music, I'm working on songs, you know what I mean? But I'm also refining them so they're not just pushed out as much as they were before. And also I just don't have a lot of thoughts or opinions just because I just work and avoid getting sick. But now I've come out of the depths and the shadows to bring you news. It's not news. You've probably already heard of it by the time this video gets out. And that's why I don't really do commentary on stuff, just because, like, even though I do like to talk about it, I do like to get it out of my brain, and I think people enjoy listening to it, I don't feel like I say anything new a lot of the time. It's like, I'll just reiterate what I've heard, because, like, I agree, and it's like what I'm thinking, which is fine, but it's also like, come on, dude, add something new. Make it your own. And this time I have something of my own, even if it is a tinfoil hat conspiracy. Alright, so as you might have heard, Fortnite is suing Apple. Alright, so kind of like an explanation of why and like what the heck. So what happens is Fortnite's on the App Store. Now every time that some guy buys V-Bucks, Apple takes a 30% cut of that revenue. And in their terms of service, if you want to be on the App Store, you have to take this 30% cut. There's no way around it. And any transactions through your apps have to be approved by Apple. Now, Fortnite was like, that's dumb. We want that extra 30% because we want it and we're greedy. But then Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite, were like, no, we want the extra 30% because capitalism or something else. And so they devised the greatest plan in like the last 2 weeks probably. What they did is they created a transaction system in their app that circumvented the 30% by Apple. This broke Apple's terms of service and they just weren't having it. They kicked them off the platform and said, we don't want you. If you break our terms, we hold everybody to the same standard. We do this so people don't get hacked. We can regulate what's going on, and it's just a safer environment, right? But also we want the 30% because, you know. So then Fortnite is like, oh, you kicked me off? Bro, well that's pretty Monopoly and 1984 of you. And then they released their spoof of the 1984 ad made by Apple that was basically saying, hey, we're gonna change computing and then not be a monopoly done by IMB or whatever. Basically, they poked fun with their most popular ad. So basically, free Fortnite. We want to be back on the App Store and back in your hands. Here's my question. Basically, we know what Apple's doing, right? They want the 30%. It's their platform. It's their iPhones. And it does let them regulate the viruses and make sure people aren't getting hacked quite as much. We know why Apple is doing what they're doing. But I don't quite understand Fortnite's side, right? And I think this is going to be real bad for the future of Fortnite. At least it should be if anybody's woke. Alright, tinfoil hats on, people. Alright, so basically, their optics, what Fortnite is trying to tell us is that we think that it's dumb that Apple has a monopoly and we should be able to put anything on the App Store because it's bad for competition and you have to go through Apple. If you don't go through Apple, you don't get on. That's a monopoly, that's illegal. Hence the 1984 reference. And they're playing the martyr. They're basically like, oh, free Fortnite, we died so you guys could have a better future with less monopoly. And it's like, okay, I don't get that. Epic Games is a company. They're not gonna fight for justice and truth. And if they were, this is not really the way to go about it. They breached the contract, they got kicked off. They didn't get kicked off for something that was like just bias or any other sort of reason, they breached the contract, they got kicked off. And what they've just done is alienate a huge portion of their player base, right? There are so many kids who would love to play Fortnite and love to play it on their iPad or on their iPod. The kids whose parents can't afford an Xbox or a PlayStation or a PC that can run it, they can't buy it themselves. I mean, they're 6. Or even the teenagers who can't afford it. You know what I mean? I like Fortnite. I don't play it that often, but like, I think it's a fun game. And there are just many people who only play it on the phone. Or at least that's the majority of what they're doing. Now, they didn't lose their progress because every Fortnite player has an Epic Games account, and that can just be logged in on a different system, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. So they didn't take away all the V-Bucks they spent, but it could become inaccessible to a large amount of people. And I think that just sours them, right? If I was only playing Fortnite with my buddies on the phone, I would be kind of ticked. I'd be like, you didn't have to do that, right? What is Fortnite standing to gain? Because this is an actual lawsuit, right? They're gonna have to get reinstated by the system. So there's not a guarantee they're gonna come back to the app stores. And I don't think that 30% of revenue is worth 0 revenue from all those players on the phone. Because not only are they not buying V-Bucks right now, they're not gonna come back. They might be ticked, they might be out of it, you know, they broke the habit. There's a bunch of players that aren't gonna return. They're not gonna gain, they have a low chance of gaining their extra 30%. They have no chance of revenue in the next month at the very least, probably longer, because again, we don't know how this long of a lawsuit is gonna go. They're losing a bunch of their player base, and they should. Not a lot of people understand internet politics like COPPA or Article 13 or that one about the changing lanes. I forgot what it's even called. A lot of people aren't going to understand it, and they're just going to turn sour because they're like, what the frick, you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to breach contract. You didn't have to become the martyr. You could have just been your 30% and gone on. And if you really feel like you want to attack this, do it in a different way. Maybe make a different game that does it, that takes off, that was meant for this. Or like a spin-off thing or something. I just think there's a better way to go about it than completely alienate people. I just don't see why they're doing it, and that's when my conspiracy comes in. Because I don't have a conspiracy. I don't know why they're doing it, but I don't think it's because they want to be the martyr. I don't think it's because they're gonna be, you know, they actually want to free the App Store, other than that 30%. Like, the selfish reason is clearly because they want the 30%, but if you weigh the odds, it doesn't make any sense. There's gotta be another reason why they're going after this so hard. So anyways, Epic Games Fortnite, they've got something hidden up their sleeves, and I don't know what it is. And I think it's pretty scummy, but I don't know what it is. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more videos, because yes, they will come out. I'm gonna go back to Wednesdays or something. I have a video about a guitar pick that should be coming out relatively soon, probably next Wednesday. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we're getting back into it. We're doing videos again.